Joe King walks out on stage and says,
Hello, yes, my name's Joe King. I'm not joking, though I do prefer to be called Juris Dr. King. Now, I did not shit my pants this morning trying to come up with an idea for a monologue. I shit my shorts. I struggled over the idea of whether or not to bring this incident up in my monologue, as it's kind of a shitty story. I don't have a great excuse. While I was sitting in my car trying to come up with a monologue, I had to go really bad. I decided, fuck it, I was just going to hold it in. But then I quickly found out that I couldn't. And as I found this out, I quickly tiptoed with my ass cheeks clenched to the nearest public restroom. Most of the shit I did get in the toilet, but that first turd found its way into my boxers. I feel bad for the janitor of that public restroom as I left my shit-covered boxers in the garbage can. And that janitor might think that that shit in the boxers was murdered because it was covered in blood. But that's just thanks to my hemorrhoid. That hemorrhoid is right up on my anus, and I hate putting preparation H on it because it makes me feel like a gay guy on a first date. Speaking of which, I feel bad for the gay guys, the bottoms, who have hemorrhoids. That's got to be awkward, those dates where the bottom is out with a handsome, nice, charming top, who's smiling at them and ready to go to town on the bottom's asshole. And that bottom is sweating balls as he knows those hemorrhoids are going to bloody up that sweet and charming top's dick. Oh, that bottom can try to engage in some 69ing to save that top's dick, but he's just delaying the inevitable. Eventually that top is going to want to pierce that bottom's hemorrhoid-covered asshole, and it's going to be a bloodbath.
King walks off stage and onto another stage, sits in a seat behind the desk and says,
Please welcome to the program a very funny comedian and former SNL cast member, Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried emerges from behind a curtain and waves at the audience. Applause, applause, applause. Gottfried bats his hands at the audience and says,
Oh, stop it, you're too kind, stop it.
Gottfried walks over and sits at a seat next to King's desk. King.
Welcome to the program, Gilbert.
Gottfried.
Thank you for having me. You're not going to be shitting yourself again, are you?
King.
No, thankfully I'm all cleaned out. Now, back to you. You were born to a Jewish family in Coney Island in 1955. Lillian, a homemaker, and Matt's a hardware store owner.
Gottfried.
We were Jewish, but I ate pork. We weren't there aware of the holidays or anything like that, but we were aware of being Jewish. It's like I kind of knew that even though I was never bar mitzvahed and we didn't follow the holidays, I knew that if the Nazis came back, I'd be in the same train coach with everyone else.
King.
Okay, well, just so you know, this program is unapologetically pro-Semitic.
Gottfried.
Gotcha.
King.
Anyway, your first time doing stand-up was at the Bitter End in Greenwich Village when you were only 15.
Gottfried.
My two sisters accompanied me, having thought the performances I did for the family were good enough for the stage. My early material focused on impressions of old-time actors like Boris Karloff and Humphrey Bogart.
King.
Care to do one of them now?
Gottfried.
I would, but I'm afraid that they're so good that they're going to make you shit yourself again.
King.
Very good, but you eventually started to do edgier material that you eventually became known for.
Gottfried.
I did that as I got bored of my earlier routines. One such incident occurred when I opened for Belinda Carlisle, which was attended by younger girls and their mothers. I tried doing my regular act for about 5 minutes. Then I just launched into the filthiest stuff I could think of. And the next day, I got a call from my agent saying everyone there loved you, which is show business talk for your fire.
King.
Okay, but by 1980, you got cast on Saturday Night Live for season 6.
Gottfried.
you, huh?
Gottfried.
Well, Lorne had left the show, and we didn't know what we were doing. I never even talked like this, and my eyes were open. What more do you need to know?
King.
Fair enough. Now, why are your eyes always closed when you're performing?
Gottfried.
It's something I picked up from Helen Keller. She said if it worked for you, go for it.
King.
Wow, okay. Now, after leaving SNL, you were a regular on Alan Thicke's show, Thick of the Night. And in April 1987, you headlined a half-hour comedy special that aired part of Cinemax's comedy experiment series.
Gottfried.
Cinemax. I was what was on when it wasn't showing softcore porno.
King.
Very good. From there, you were in Beverly Hills Cop 2 with Eddie Murphy and appeared on The Cosby Show.
Gottfried.
That's right, Eddie Murphy and Bill Cosby. I was at a point in my career where no white person would work with me. Basically, just black people hired me as their funny Jew.
King.
Then came some prominent roles as you were in Look Who's Talking 2, Problem Child, and perhaps my favorite role of yours, the bird Iago in Aladdin.
Gottfried.
To prepare for the role of Iago, I did the whole De Niro thing. I moved to South America. I lived in the trees.
King.
Very good. Now, I never watched Hollywood Squares, but apparently you were in a very famous episode.
Gottfried.
You fool! Don't bring that up, you fool!
King.
You fool! That's apparently what you kept yelling to the contestants. Anyway, we just had on the show the recently departed Paul Rubens, and you got into some hot water for making jokes at his expense at the 1991 Emmy Awards.
Gottfried.
All I said was if masturbation's a crime, I should be on death row. If masturbation is against the law, I should have been sent to the electric chair years ago. To think that by age 14 I was already Al Capone. Right now I'm like Superman. You can put charcoal in my hands and I can crush it into a diamond.
King.
Okay, I think we get the picture.
Gottfried.
It's like if the police tried to arrest me, it would be quick. Stay away from his right hand.
As Gottfried flails his right hand around, he says,
Your puny weapons can't hurt me.
King.
Very good. Anyway, you were also known for voicing the duck in a litany of Aflac commercials, but were eventually fired for tweeting jokes about the tsunami disaster in Japan.
Gottfried.
You would have thought I dropped 2 atomic bombs on them, my God. All I tweeted was that Japan is really advanced. They don't go to the beach. The beach comes to them. Japan called me. They said maybe those jokes are a hit in the U.S., but over here they're all sinking.
King.
Good God, Gilbert. Anyway, you also are known for making the first public 9/11 joke just 3 weeks after the terrorist act.
Gottfried.
It was for the roast of Hugh Hefner. I said I intended to catch a plane but could not get a direct flight because they said they have to stop at the Empire State Building first.
King.
My God, any explanation for your penchant for making light of such tragedies?
Gottfried.
I have always felt comedy and tragedy are roommates. If you look up comedy and tragedy, you will find a very old picture of 2 masks. One mask is tragedy. It looks like it's crying. The other mask is comedy. It looks like it's laughing. Nowadays, we would say how tasteless and insensitive. A comedy mask is laughing at a tragedy mask.
King.
And such didn't seem to slow down your career. And by my count, on your filmography section on Wikipedia, you sure did work a lot, as you were in about 58 movies and 115 TV shows.
Gottfried.
What can I say? Hollywood has made a lot of crap.
King.
Well, Gilbert, we're running because of your SNL connection. We'd love to get you more on Saturday Night Live once it gets back on the air.
Gottfried.
As long as you let me close my eyes.
King.
You betcha, Gilbert Gottfried, everybody.
Applause, applause, applause. King.
That's all the time we have for this show, but tune into the next one where we interview another deceased guest. Until then, I'm Joe King, and I'm not joking.